War is coming to Middle-earth.
This is the work of Sauron.
What's going on, everybody? Rings of Power season 2 is among. I can't even stop laughing every time I say Rings of Power season because this is comedy. This is amazing comedy that just gives you so much laughter when you just take away, strip down everything, and just get over the fact that they're not going to do right by you. They're not going to respect the Tolkien world. So you just laugh at it, and just say whatever. These three bozos right here, JD Pine, Patrick McKay, and Lindsay Weber. These three, prior to season 1 dropping, said to everybody on stage that we're going to be respectful and do right by Tolkien's lore. They did nothing of the sort. They lied from the minute they said that on the mic. They didn't follow the story. They changed characters. They removed characters. This is supposed to be one, actually not one of them. This is the most expensive TV show that Amazon or any studio has put together. This is the most expensive. And you had things like cloth armor in there. Absolutely ridiculous. You had barely any actual locations. You had a lot of studio. You can tell things are filmed in studios because it just looks different from a practical outdoor. I don't know what the fuck that is. Harfoots, they introduced them because they didn't get the rights probably to say hobbits. And then not Gandalf, guy with the long beard that looks like Gandalf. Nope, he's not Gandalf. Don't say that because they didn't get the rights for that either. So these three bozos, they didn't do their homework. And if you're going to say, oh, well, they probably did their best or they tried, they don't have to. They were actual experts. There were actual advisors available to them. And what I read is they said, no, we don't need these Tolkien advisors and experts. We'll do this on our own. We know what to do. We got this. We got this. Folks, they don't got this. Season 1 was a disaster. It was a terrible, terrible show. There were so many issues. I just mentioned a few. If you haven't seen it and you need a good laugh, go check it out. It's just fantastic comedy. It's how to make fantasy funny, but not good. The fact that they injected characters in there that do not fit into the geographical location of Northern Europe is just ridiculous. I'm all for diversity. I'm cool with it. But if it doesn't fit the story, don't shoehorn it in there. It's just laughable. You're actually disrespecting people of diversity by shoehorning somebody in there by themselves with nobody else around them of their likeness. What are they, a one-off? Supposed to be some rare species that died off and only one of them is a remaining member. It's a joke. If you're going to inject, diversity of people of different race, then have a story that goes with it to make sense. Give them something, give some depth. They don't do any of that. They just feel like that if they put a black person or Hispanic person or a Persian person or a South Asian person or some person in there, they're doing great work. They should be applauded. No, that's cheap and lazy, and you're probably going to get a tax write-off from the government, and that's why you're probably doing that, because I don't think you actually care. If you did, like I said, there would be more of a background story to inject in there. I think people from Tolkien's lore who love reading that stuff, I think they'd be a little bit more open to having this kind of diversity if it had a good story behind it. Like, hey, where did this female black dwarf come from? Does she come from a southern race? Does she come from another race that she married into because she fell in love or they found each other, in a location? Like, give something. You also have a black elf in there. People are calling him look like Don Lennon, whatever the guy's name from CNN. Sure, you want to inject one of those in there. Okay. Why does he not have long hair? Give the guy at least long hair. Right? Make him look somewhat like an elf. He's got a fade on. Where is there a barber shop in there that I don't know about? Right? You want to inject these people, take the time to make it at least as close as possible to be believable in this lore. At least try that. They don't do any of that. The main character, Galadriel, that is the biggest issue here for me. Is this character does not do any of this stuff in this timeline in the stories here. So why are you doing that? Her husband, Celeborn, is removed from this show. And it's such a disrespect because he's a main character. He does not even be recognized at all. And that's embarrassing. And then season 2, for what I'm hearing, is they're gonna have a thirsty, steamy relationship, Galadriel and Sauron. Sauron. What are we doing here? Like, is this supposed to be a soap opera now? This is supposed to be a soap opera now. And this is what the next generation want. They want that thirsty, they want that love interest between good and bad because their bad is not really bad anymore. Bad is just misunderstood. That's what we want to do. The Deno Star Wars, right? Acolytes is like that. So they might as well do it with Lord of the Rings. Might as well do it with everything now. There's no such thing as good and bad anymore. It's just all misunderstood people. And we should always forgive bad people, even though they continually want to hurt you and everybody around you. So, yeah. Whew. And then all the other characters, like um, the army of Numenor, they're supposed to be like strong, able-bodied warriors. They look like Boy Scouts. Oh wait, I can't say Boy Scouts anymore. Just Scouts. They look like Scouts. They look like academy people who have just picked up a sword for the first time. In that season 1, Galadriel showing them stick, twist, turn, jab, yeah, blah blah blah, and then she takes on a bunch of them. They all look like amateur hour. How are they? How are they set warriors? These are not training warriors. They're already supposed to be ready for battle. That's the funny part. These guys are actually trained warriors, and she just basically manhandles like 8 of them. It's like nobody's business. It's just all kinds of comedy in this. All kinds of comedy, cheap effects, terrible costumes, terrible story. Acting is god awful. Oh, Galadriel, the actress who plays her, is just so unbearable. She's like, she does these real snarks, and it's just so annoying. But anyway, season 2 is among us here. So let's look at the trailer for season 2 with these three bozos at the helm with an all-female director. By the way, all female directors. I don't know. If they do a great job, then they get roses. But I don't think, companies like Deadline, Variety, all these places, Access Media, they're already like, oh my God, all female directors. Why are we applauding anybody before the work has been shown? Let's applaud after, right? If they did a good job, then applaud them. Doesn't matter whether it be female or male, it doesn't matter. I don't care who is directing. What I want is a good product. But I also know that if you have an expensive TV show, you should try to go get the best, right? The priority should be is to get set to do some good CGI. Like those are the things you should be spending a lot of money on. And I just look at the show from season 1, I'm like, you didn't do it. No, your writing was god awful. Your directing was awful. Your sets were awful. Where the hell did the money go? It's the same thing I said about Acolytes. $180 million budget. Where did it go? I don't understand. Did these guys just take the money and say, yep, see you later? And we're just gonna hire you know, the lowest of the lowest. One of the directors, I think, is known for doing hip hop videos. Yeah, because that's exactly what kind of experience we need. And I'm sure that you want to give people a break and a chance to step up to another type of, directing level. But when you're paying this kind of money for, if I'm Jeff Bezos and I'm paying this kind of money, I would say, what are you thinking here? Let's maybe mix it up and get some top end directors and maybe have this one as sort of an assistant to the directors. Like, should we not try to get better directors? Season 1 didn't go so well. Why are we still tinkering with, not so experienced in this type of genre? I don't know, but apparently these three bozos know best. So let's check out the trailer because I'm sick and tired of seeing these three bozos' faces. Let's go check out the trailer of season 2. This should be fun. Let's do this.
Wars come to Middle-earth.
Ooh. Flaming hot trash.
This is the work
Just
of
like the
Sauron.
show. Oh no, I don't know who he is anymore because he has long hair.
Our armies cannot defeat him. Once the deceiver obtains a being's trust, he gains the ability to sculpt their very thoughts.
All right, look at these orcs. Okay, I don't mind this orc.
You are wise to fear these rings. In Sauron's hands, they could work an evil beyond reckoning.
Aegion must not fall. It would be a mortal blow for all Middle-earth.
Sooner or later, Sauron's eye
It's
bores a hole.
a made-up character nobody cares
The
about.
rest of him slithers in.
You sought peace. I gave it to you. This is hardly a gift. What have you done to me?
What have you done to me?
Who are you? Truly.
Why is he still there when they know he's Sauron? I don't understand. They need to explain this to me.
I am the one keeping the storm at bay.
No way. This is how a lot of Tolkien fans are right now. This is their face right now when they saw not now, but this is their face since season 1 dropped. This is it right here. Oh man, this is gold right here.
Sauron is my enemy as much as yours. I can help.
Wait, they're siding with these orcs? Oh my god.
You destroy him.
I will not stop until this is.
Oh look, another gymnastic acrobatic move where the person who's striking does not even come close.
Right.
Look at that. Hold on, let's go back to this.
This is.
Look at where they're striking. Why are you striking from an angle going downwards? You should be striking straight across because that's where the person is. If you go down this way, you're not going to strike them. You're going to probably hit the ground. This is what happens throughout the whole season 1 where there's battles where you can clearly see people not trying to aim at the person but trying to miss, so they don't, because the choreography probably is not that good or the people doing it are not that experienced and they don't want to actually hurt somebody.
Every soul in the seen or unseen soul in the seen or unseen.
Wait,
world,
I want to see
soul,
this
soul,
horse.
every soul.
Sorry. All right. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about with cloth. This horse has, those are not armors. They're just cloth. They are to make it look like they're armor, but they're not. This is really bad. I don't mind the bottom part where the cloth is for the horse, but the top where the up of the neck, those should be armor. Because that horse is not getting protected at all. And it should be armor right around the chest going down to the front as well.
Every soul
I know,
in the seen or unseen world.
When you're spending that much money, the most expensive TV show, you expect that, right? Power changes everything. You're damn right. You're damn right. When you give these three bozos power and money, they'll change the lore, all right.
You think it was only you who put yourself in my power? Galadriel.
Oh, God. This is so disturbing. She was never a warrior. Why are you putting her in a position of this? Why? She was a high royal member of the elves. And you're making her into a warrior that the story doesn't exist. Tolkien never wrote this story. You should just make your own fantasy universe and then you can do whatever you want there. And no one could say anything. I sure as heck wondered if this was not a Lord of the Rings title, it was something else, and she's fighting and kicking ass. Cool. You did something unique. You did something different. Why should you be ridiculed for it? But don't take something that's so awesome, so beautiful, so legendary. Comedy is Among Us on August 29th, folks. I'm sure the people behind it are going to do their best to right the ship, but I think the damage has been done. Now, if you're wondering why they're getting a season 2, you're probably like, hey, well, they got a season 2, so people are watching it. Wrong. The only reason they're getting season 2 is because they have to do a season 2. They signed a deal with Tolkien's estate on a contract that they do 5 seasons. They have to contractually do 5 seasons, whether it sucks or not. That's the deal. You have to do it. So it's not like Disney, well, hey, if you do well, then we'll give you another season, blah, blah, blah. No, this has nothing to do with how good it was or how bad it was. None of that. The Tolkien's estate do not care. They sign on a 5-year deal, and they have to go through a 5-year deal. So they're trying to right the ship by giving the best. They're like, hey, people will like explosions and sword fights and orcs, so we're going to give them all of that, and people will love it. The audience is a lot more intelligent than you think. As I think, I believe, because there are some people out there on I've seen on social media not that smart and can't put it together. But this is not going to win over people. You need to make sure the story is elevated, and just from what you did in season 1, it's going to be hard to right the ship. If you don't bring Celeborn back into the fold and basically help, if you don't elevate some of the other characters that are supposed to be way better, if you don't do that, this is going to be a fart in the wind, most expensive fart in the wind, 5 seasons in the wind. You're not going to save this thing. Anyways, I sound very negative. That's because I'm very unhappy with this show. But if you're happy and you're watching the show and you're having a good time, then hey, more power to you. I got nothing against anybody. What I have is against is these bozos taking all this money and just giving us filth. That's what I have issue with. But I hope you like this video. If not, hey, you know what? It is what it is. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, support me. Put in the comments below what your thoughts are for season 1. Are you going to be watching season 2? Do you give a rat's ass? If you love it, why do you love it? I'd like to hear other people's opinions, whether it be right or wrong. In my view, I'd like to hear why you thought the show was bad and why did you think the show was good as well, too. You can let me know. I'll be very interested. So anyways, thanks for watching, and have yourself a good day. Take care. Bye-bye, people.